To discuss the body's communication systems, we're going to use the following hierarchy to allow us to understand how different aspects or divisions of these systems relate to one another. Let's begin with the two overarching systems. We have the nervous system and the endocrine system. So both are major systems of communication that our body uses. The nervous system employs neurons, which send chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. The endocrine system, on the other hand, employs glands, which also send chemical messengers, but the endocrine system sends chemical messengers called hormones. So remember that neurotransmitters are the chemical messengers within the nervous system usually, and hormones are the chemical messengers within the endocrine system usually. The nervous system is divided into central and peripheral. The central nervous system is literally down the center of us. It starts with the brain and runs down from the spinal cord. We'll talk more about the brain in a later video, but the spinal cord is going to allow us to send messages from the brain out through the rest of the peripheral nervous system. In some cases, such as reflexes, the spinal cord can actually get the ball rolling before the brain even needs to get involved. If I happen to bump into a hot pan, what will happen is sensory neurons in my peripheral nervous system come in through my hand, up into my spinal cord, and report that I have just touched something hot. Now, as those sensory neurons continue to make their way up my spinal cord into my brain, my spinal cord is already sending out motor neurons. Motor neurons will move down my arm and tell my hand, move off the pan. These reflexes allow us to move very quickly. The peripheral nervous system is divided into somatic and autonomic. Somatic refers to anything that is a voluntary or chosen behavior. For example, as you are taking notes while listening to this video, your somatic nervous system helps you move your hand to accomplish those notes. The autonomic nervous system refers to all of those automatic processes that keep us alive, such as your heart beating, your stomach digesting food, and your lungs bringing in air. The autonomic nervous system is further divided into parasympathetic and sympathetic. These two systems operate hydraulically to one another, meaning as one becomes more active, the other is less active. This is because they often have opposite reactions to one another. For instance, the parasympathetic nervous system encourages digestion, but the sympathetic nervous system shuts down digestion. The sympathetic nervous system will generally be active under stress. When we are experiencing stress, the sympathetic nervous system becomes active and we go into fight or flight. Most of the reactions of the sympathetic nervous system help serve those two actions, that it is ramping up energy to allow us to fight what is in our environment or run away. The parasympathetic is suppressed when we are under stress, but once we calm down and relax, then the parasympathetic system can come back on board and do its job, whereas the sympathetic system now becomes inactive or less active. Our parasympathetic system can be thought of as rest and digest. It often serves to take care of our body and even repair itself after experiencing stress. Now, this system of sympathetic becoming active and parasympathetic becoming inactive is very useful when we are experiencing short-term stressors. However, when we are experiencing chronic stress or long-term stressors, the sympathetic nervous system being active frequently can do a lot of damage to our body. And what's worse is the parasympathetic is not able to repair itself. This is why it is important to find healthy ways to rest and relax, because it allows our body to take care of itself. It allows the parasympathetic system to become active and go into rest and digest. The endocrine system is divided into many glands. We're not going to talk about all of the glands listed here, but I do want to draw your attention to a few of them. The pituitary gland is known as the master gland. It controls all the rest of the glands. It's located within the brain near the hypothalamus, which is in fact known as the master regulator. The thyroid gland tends to be associated with awareness and activity. And the adrenal glands are associated with stress response. In fact, when the sympathetic nervous system becomes active, it will trigger the adrenal glands to release norepinephrine, epinephrine, and cortisol, all which get pumped throughout the body and give us energy. So these are neurotransmitters and hormones that, in a sense, ramp us up for fight or flight.